All right, Cathy.
Hi.
Cathy, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I was born in Charleston, West Virginia, but I'm born and raised in Red House.
And now you're living in Nitro?
Yes. Moved up, city life.
Tell me about your childhood. How'd you grow up?
I was adopted. Pretty much got everything I wanted. My parents made sure all my bills were always paid. Never really concerned about anything. Had a bunch of kids, six kids, 5 boys, 1 girl.
So you got adopted into a good family?
Yes. I had one adopted brother. But he chased me through the house with a loaded shotgun before. Younger, and hit me one time when he was like 14, blacked both my eyes. They were swollen shut. And he was kind of really mean to me.
But your childhood was, how would you describe your childhood?
Oh, perfect. Perfect. And then lost my dad, then I lost my mom. And like I said,
At what age?
it was in 2005. She passed away and got a bunch of money from that and kind of blew it. Never having it before. Went crazy. Bought a house. My mom, right before she passed away, said she had a dream that me and my brother never spoke to each other again. It really hurt her, and kind of what happened. It is what it is, though. After she died, I never saw any of my family anymore. They kind of cut me and my children out. And like Jamisa said, you got the power back on. Yeah, we learned how to do things like that. Excuse me. You know, legally and unlegally. Guess I've kind of taught my crew how to survive it. If it ever does happen, you know how to get by. We used a generator for a long time, and I still live without running water.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's difficult, but it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Where do you get your water from?
Rain.
Really?
Yes, rain. We do have a well out back, but we don't use it. Not sure what it would be.
So you collect the rainwater and use that to...
Clean house, do dishes, take a bath.
Wow.
I go somewhere else to wash clothes, though.
Yeah, no, I've heard that a lot. Same thing with electricity. A lot of people are just...
Generator or candle. And I was telling Jamisa that, honestly, those were some of the best times we ever had as a family.
No, there's one family, two brothers, whose mom just passed away, who, not too far from here, who had one light bulb for the whole house. And they would go from room to room, unscrew the light bulb and plug it in, screw it into the next.
I can relate with that.
Yeah.
I can relate with that.
West Virginia is a very different, and parts of Kentucky are very, very different from the rest of the country.
You learn to survive. It's that song, "A Country Boy Will Survive." That's true.
So you made it through school, high school?
I graduated. I had my first son. I was 18 and his dad had just turned 16. He was 15 when I got pregnant. I was 17 when I got pregnant.
How many kids do you have?
6.
6.
Yeah, after that I went to Florida a few times with my best friend. Quite a few times, back and forth. We had a lot of fun doing that. Had a few more kids in between all those times. Had my daughter, and I actually had surgery not to have any more kids. 4 years later, I had another child.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
That was when I got arrested and caught the felony I was telling you about earlier.
And what was that for?
I lived in the town of Polka, and I lived within 1,000 feet of Polka Middle School when I sold 2 grams of weed to a guy 2 times. And it made it 2 felonies.
Oh,
I was the first person in West Virginia prosecuted under that law. And it was a mandatory 5-year sentence, but that ain't always true. The judge decides your sentence. I got 2.5 years of probation,
Okay.
which I did real well on.
So you did some time, or you didn't?
I did a little bit of time in jail.
And then you got...
Yeah. And I was the only person in rehab for weed, too. Surprise, surprise. Because the judge said normally they don't do that for weed because you don't have any symptoms like other people on drugs. I've tried a lot of different drugs, but never bought them.
But your drugs are not really part of your life.
With my children, they are.
Yeah, but with you, they're not.
No, they're not a problem for me, no.
Yeah, but this area, it's so rampant.
I've watched my children literally disappear. They're not the same people they were.
All 6?
Yeah. It's really sad. I couldn't tell you how many people I know that have died between the ages of 20 and 30. It's rampant. It really is. There's
What drugs are they playing around with?
heroin and I guess it's ice now. It used to be meth, but they don't make meth anymore.
You call it
They
ice
get
here?
It gets all get shipped in from out of state. So
What do you think the reason is that so many, especially the younger people, the younger generation, are addicted to drugs here?
I cannot say it was boredom because, like I said a while ago, we grew up bored and didn't have that problem.
But you also didn't have it available to you back then, right?
Well, they did Quaaludes back in the day. They quit making those, but I never did Quaaludes, but I know
But
a
it
lot
seems
of
like the
people
drugs
that
are
did.
very, very
Oh
available
yeah,
here
yeah.
now.
Cocaine was a big thing back in them days as well. But maybe it is because it is so easily available.
But it's such a beautiful part of the country, one of the most beautiful parts of the country.
Yes, it is.
And yet, so many of the younger generation are addicted to drugs.
They don't even get out to see it.
What percentage? Just guess. Just
High school wise or young
Well, I mean,
adult?
just
Young
in the-
adult wise, I would say close to 80, 85%. Yeah.
that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I guarantee. My son trying to find a girlfriend. I said, "You're not going to find one around here that's not got a problem," and same vice versa. Good luck. It's just, and a couple on drugs is never going to last. It's just not going to work out. So,
No, and the future for this region is bleak because
oh, really? Yes,
what-
definitely.
like none of these people that are addicted to heroin or
Things are shutting down since the COVID thing. Everything's shutting down even more. So it's just we were talking about Golden Corral. It's nothing now. Just sitting down there, empty.
weeds.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
But my oldest son, I've been estranged from him for probably 3 years. He was on drugs, and he was quite a bully. So he had to leave, and I haven't allowed him to come back. And until they stop what they're doing, I can't allow it.
I mean, what was he doing that was so?
He was doing a lot of meth. He used to work at a strip bar in Huntington.
Oh,
I think they eventually closed down due to COVID as well. He had some family, though, he could go stay with.
what's your biggest regret in your life?
The biggest one? I have a lot.
What are some of your regrets? I guess.
I wish that I would have stayed with my dad when he was passing away instead of coming back home. I wish I would have stayed with my mom, and I wish I would have went with my best friend to her home to get the suitcases when she got shot. Her husband shot her and killed her. She just got a big settlement from Mountaineer Gas. We were going to take my kids to Disney World, and she was running home to get the suitcases and never came back. And this was on Good Friday, Easter Sunday, her dad called and said it wasn't good news. He had shot her, shot himself, and the fish tank. And I wish I would have, maybe if I would have went, she would have still been here. Wow. It was 2 months after she died that I lost my mom. So I kind of lost my best friend and my mom and my family all at once.
Oh my God. A lot of tragedy in your life. A lot of tragedy in this area. Really.
Yeah. But like I said, we have good times too.
What was the best time of your life?
Probably going to Florida with my friend. It takes money to stay down there, though. You can't. I didn't have nothing here holding me back except financial means. She had 3 kids, and her daughter just bought a house in South Beach, Miami. Me and my daughter's going to go down there and visit her soon. But I miss her a lot.
Yeah. What is your hope for your future, for you and your family?
We go day to day. I hope every day we get to eat. If it's cold outside, stay warm. If it's hot outside, stay cool. Yeah, it's day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
You can't really plan a whole lot.
What emotions do you go through? Do you deal with?
I'm in a lot of pain from my leg. Depression from my friends. Watching my kids just, when they're my age, they're not going to have anything to talk about. What did they do? You're sitting back in the bedroom getting high is not going to be a memory that you're going to want to share with people when you get older.
Is this the roughest time of your life right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, after growing up, having my parents pay all my bills for me.
Yeah, you came from almost a charmed childhood, right?
Right. And I wasn't taught how to do it for myself. So I always depended on them. So it was a big shock at 30-some years old to be like, oh, shoot, they're cutting off the electric. Used to, I called my mom up and she would just pay it for me. And I had to do it on my own.
So of your 6 kids, you had, are your 6 kids with the same father?
I have 6 kids with 5 different fathers.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. But you've been in love before?
Once, but he was not a father of any of my children.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah. I was actually telling my daughter, I said, when I go buy the Father's Day cards, I got to have at least a $1.25 for the dollar store to get me everybody a card. But they're all super nice. We could still I could call them up and ask them for something if I needed it.
You guys get along?
Yeah. And they all get along with each other. My son even said one time, isn't it weird that all of our dads even get along? And thank God that they do.
That's great.
Yeah.
What do you worry about?
A roof over my head, I guess. Keeping a roof over my head.
It's survival at this point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, day to day. I was getting unemployment, and it was cut off in June. So basically, I'm just living on what Jonah gives me as rent. I make them pay $50 a week, and I have another son that lives with me with his girlfriend. They're supposed to get me $50 a week, supposed to. So I live off of that. When I worked at the Dairy Queen, I see people talking all the time. They live in poverty at $20 grand a year. I made $4,000 that year. And I thought we did pretty good. I mean, we ate every day. We had electricity then and probably running water. But yeah, we made it on $4 grand a year. Some people bring that home in a month.
Do you have friends?
I've had a lot of friends. I have a few close friends now. My friends have all died. And that's the saddest thing. I mean, people aren't like what they used to be, really. It's...
Yeah, it seems like the older generation seems to be so God-fearing and
knew what trust and loyalty was.
Yeah, they really did.
Mm-hmm. And nowadays, I might know you for 6 months and still not trust you. Right. I wouldn't trust my kids with the $20 to go to the end of the sidewalk for me. There's.
What do you think the answer might be for this part of the country?
I have no idea. It's not technology. I don't think that's the answer.
No.
It doesn't seem to have helped anywhere.
Could it be jobs?
Yeah, schooling maybe.
I mean, coal mining has kind of dried up.
Yeah.
Other industries have left.
Kids need schooling, learn the fundamentals, growing their own food. My grandma had a farm, and I loved that. Loved going out on the farm.
Yeah. Yeah, the way the kids grow up now is very, very different than the way you grew up, right?
Oh, definitely. They don't know what they were missing. They do have some perks, but like you said, not the family stuff. We ate Sunday dinner at my grandma's. The chicken that they fried, they got out of the backyard. The water came from the well right off the back porch, and it tasted so good. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing how life has changed over one generation.
Mm-hmm. It sure has.
What would you say is the most important thing you've learned in your life?
Not to count on anyone. Yeah. Not to count on anyone. You got to find it in yourself to do it for yourself. I didn't know I would cry so much.
That's okay. Well, Cathy, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me here. She's telling me, you don't do drugs at all. And I said, what? He hangs out with all these shady people. You've got to be kidding me.
No, I don't. But I can relate to everyone's story and everyone's pain.